right, so we're here at Fort Adams State Park over in Newport, Rhode Island, continuing the activities for Audrain Motor Week this weekend with a fantastically huge cars and coffee event with a really nice eclectic mix of cars. Some vehicles that we saw at the gathering already are here, as well as a bunch of other cars, because this event is open to the public. So we've got a lot of stuff to check out. Let's walk around and see what we find. Starting off right here inside the fort, we got a 991.1 911 Club 50 edition. This is pretty rare. I don't know the exact numbers on these. There's always usually less than 100, I think, of these. They make occasional special edition 911s to celebrate their partnership with PCA, Porsche Club North America. So that's one from the 991 generation. We got a Fiero, JCW Mini. Look at this brand new 992.2 GTS T Hybrid in orange. Here's something you don't see. Nissan Pulsar GTI-R from Japan. I believe this was a rally homologation special back when these things went rallying, but it's been turned into a hyper hatch with complete aggression, and that is factory aero. It does seem to have some other modifications, but I think this hood is also factory with all the crazy vents. Really cool to see that. And let's keep going down the line. Okay, this has me intrigued here. So this is an RS6, original RS6 Avant, either a clone that's been built to look like one, or perhaps a truly federalized example, since these are not yet legal to import in North America, and we never got these. We got the S6 Avant from this original A6 generation, but not the RS6. That is incredible. What started the long line of full-size Audi RS Avants, the original RS6 Avant. We got the sedan, but I have never seen the Avant. That's pretty cool. Look at the stance and the bulging fenders. Just looks so mean, but also so understated. That's what I love about these early RS cars, especially. That's incredible. We'll have to find the owner and ask them more about that. Another interesting Audi that you never see, my car, sort of, the convertible version, B8.5 Audi RS5 convertible, and you really never see these on the road. I believe they made less of these than the coupe, but the only place I ever see these are online on dealer lots, because it seems to be the only RS5 that no one really cares about owning, at least, because I never see them driving or out anywhere at Cars and Coffee. You hardly ever see the coupes. Those are very hard to come by if you're in the market for one. But man, I can't remember the last time I saw an RS5 cab. Very interesting, as the only, really, alongside the RS4, the B8 RS4 cab, this was the only other RS convertible outside of the TT that they made, because the next generation B9 RS5 did not offer, that didn't continue the cab, it just was coupe and sportback. So this is a really unique point in the RS history. Very cool to see that. This might look like an ordinary second-gen Vantage from the earlier years of its production run, but it's not. It's a Vantage AMR, specifically the 59 edition. So Aston Martin originally was going to make this whole sort of sub-brand for their performance cars called AMR, short for Aston Martin Racing, hence all the different bright green accents and trim components and decals on this example. They did make some of these, I think 200 of the Vantage AMRs. They also made some Rapide AMRs at the time, and I think there was also a DB11 AMR. This was from the Andy Palmer CEO days at Aston Martin. And a very unique example to see one of these. You don't really catch them too often because, again, only 200 of these. And it was sort of this weird little short-lived moment in Aston Martin's very colorful history, where they were going to have this sort of AMG M-car rivaling sub-brand for their performance cars, but it didn't last. They just had it for a few years, not even, on those three models. And then they also had the AMR Pro tag, which returned on the Valkyrie. That's pretty cool to see. Oh man, got a heavy hitter right here from Curated, one of the Diablo GTRs, one of 40. Orange, looks insane. The race spec version of the GT, the Diablo GT that they made towards the end of the run. There were 80 of those and then 40 of these GTRs. Look at that. Oh, I just love the rear end of these and the Speedline wheels. They had a few of these in their Miami showroom when I visited, but just love to see it out in the sun. What an incredible machine. Look at that, first generation F-150 Lightning. When do you ever see these? I feel like these have disappeared. The second gen Lightning is the one that really made the name famous. That's the one I remember from when I was growing up. But always cool to see where it started here with the first one. Single cab, the SVT wheels and badging. Just super simple, early beginnings of the sport truck. Love that. Another Saleen S281 Extreme. One of the most popular Mustang-built Saleens. I used to be obsessed with these things. They're just so mean looking. The entire body kit and the build is just perfect on these. And then we've got an original E55 AMG sedan here. The W210 famed E-Class generation. One of the earlier AMG examples after they merged together and started making their performance products together. Original Lotus Europa. Don't see those too often. That's cool. Viper. What else? This looks like the roof that was at the gathering the other day. Not sure which type it is. Maybe a BTR. Back outside the fort here, 296 GTS. Very nice green on that. Haven't seen one like that before. And we've got another 993 911 GT2, basically, the homologation car. With the riveted fenders. Love that look. And another one of the GT40 road cars. And this was at the show yesterday, I think. Looks like an Eagle Speedster. Basically an E-Type Speedster resto mod. Super sharp design. That is cool. I don't know for sure if that's an Eagle, but it looks like one to me. All right, hold on a minute here. We've got a G-Cab, a modern G-Cab. This looks like almost one of the final edition models that they made, I think around like 2013, 14 over in European markets. G500 cab, V8 obviously. And, well, someone put the AMG front fascia on it. So hard to say exactly what year this is. Let's take a look at the interior. Yeah, it's that's the G-Wagon interior from around that time, 2012 to 2015, 16. So that's quite interesting. Someone will have to comment on what the story is here, because obviously these aren't legal to import. But I suppose someone could do a heavy clone build off of the earlier G-Cabs, like the one that Doug DeMuro has. Wow, that's super cool to see though. Just crazy to think that they made these in numbers at one point, like an OG RAV4 and the other early convertible SUVs with the full spare tire mounted on the back. It just looks so bizarre. But these are so cool with the weird little triangular window behind the front row. Awesome. All right, well, hope you enjoyed that look at the Fort Adams Cars and Coffee event here in Newport, Rhode Island for Audrain Motor Week. There's a lot more to check out this weekend, so like and subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.